That is Entebbe International Airport, and we understand the President of South Sudan, Salva Kiir, has arrived, and he has come to be part of the other delegations that are here in Uganda to attend the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit 2024 that's taking place at the Rwenzori Convention Center in Munyonyo. He's one of the high-profile delegates to be getting off his plane to be, hosted to a guard of honor in his honor, of course, as he is welcomed to Uganda. And of course, Ugandans we are very, very good at hospitality. We should be #1 in the world in as far as hospitality is concerned. We have these smiles all over our faces whenever we have new guests or visitors. So that is what you've just been seeing. People lined up. There was some dancing earlier on, and of course we expect that to happen again. When the president comes, to welcome him, to give him a feel-good, feeling to be in the country, as he also plans to join other heads of state and delegations for this 19th NAM Summit 2024. But also we have got other venues where we are stationed as UBC. We have Munyonyo, that is the Rwenzori Convention Center, where we have Timothy Nyangweso on standby to give us everything as it unfolds at Entebbe International Airport. Unfortunately, there are some restricted areas where we cannot reach, where even our reporter Onyango or Mark Wadulo cannot reach. But we shall give you whatever we get, whatever we manage to reach, we shall be there, and we shall get you everything as it unfolds. So that is one of the highlights at Entebbe International Airport, the arrival of President Salva Kiir of South Sudan. But let's, as that one takes place at Entebbe, let's come back here to the auditorium and continue discussing with Honorable Professor Mushemeza Elijah Dickens, who is a professor of political science and a member of Parliament, Shema South constituency. And we're looking at, this non-aligned movement summit vis-a-vis what people should expect, especially business. Because believe you me, what we should actually be expecting to benefit more is business. I mean, when you look at our hotels in Kampala today, because of the so many, delegations that have come, more than 500 delegates into the country. So our hotel industry is probably doing so well at the moment. Tourism industry, in as much as they are still having this conference, and also will be waiting until the end of the G77 plus China summit. But I believe some of these people will have to go out of Kampala, go to visit other places, and that is how the tourism sector, as Professor Mshemeza has just been saying, will also benefit from NAM. So there are direct benefits and also those indirect benefits that will accrue from this summit. Yes, Professor, back to you. Of course, there is a new, I should call it a new wave of neo-colonialism. And are you seeing many of these, global South countries, surviving, as we are seeing a new scramble for, and partition of Africa between China and India versus the global North?
You see, when we talk of neocolonialism, our listeners, our watchers, they need to understand it first.
What it is.
Otherwise, we shall just use the high academic intellectual concepts which they may. Neocolonialism, we mean that a colonizer has physically withdrawn, but the network and the systems built
are still in place.
Are still there. If you look at most of Western African countries who are still tied to the French franc and their reserves are in the French banks. If you followed the arguments of the coup makers in some of these West African countries, looking at their minerals, what they were getting from it, very little, that's a very clear of neocolonialism. The colonizer, physically, okay, they had some military bases, but they are not in charge of the administration. But the system built, if it is not broken, you are still tied to them. And this is where NAM comes very important. Even when there is what seemingly is a neutral institution like the UN, look at how many years the United Nations peacekeeping force has been in DRC. You wonder what kind of contribution they have made. One would not hesitate to think that maybe they were there to exploit the minerals. I totally agree with President Tshisekedi to say
enough is enough.
Enough is enough, let them go. Look at, just few months UPDF was there. Collaboration between, a bilateral cooperation between Uganda and DRC. What UPDF was able to do. The UN could not do it in almost
so many years.
So that is neocolonialism. So if under NAM we encourage cooperation between countries, the countries which are a little bit better economically can also finance blocs like East African Community, like SADC. Countries in NAM that have a little bit economic power, they can support these blocs like East African Community. If Uganda is building roads in DRC in order to encourage trade, a country that is in advanced with good technology can support Uganda in opening a road in DRC. So the elements of neocolonialism are there, but they can be broken. Our leaders have a role to play, to wake up. That's why I'm saluting President Tshisekedi to say enough is enough. This is the time now to support DRC to build its security apparatus, both the military and the intelligence agencies, so that they can be in control. Because there are those minerals really which are very rare and they are found in DRC. DRC minerals, if exploited, can transform that country within 5 years.
To a developed nation, actually.
Yes, to a developed nation. So, elements of neocolonialism should be broken. But you cannot break them alone. The other big brothers or uncles can easily crush you. Either as a leader or there are many ways. So you need a network. You need the support from each other. And non-aligned is a strong force. It is bigger than EAC, it is bigger than SADC, it is bigger than African Union. So this is a center, this is an organization that can help us. Let me use the concept of neutralization.
Exactly.
It can help us to neutralize the element of neocolonialism. Because neocolonialism cannot just disappear overnight in 5 years or 10 years. But with networks, collaboration in science and technology, you can neutralize the elements of neocolonialism.
Professor, thank you so much for having brought out that point of, and putting it so rightly that President Tshisekedi has actually said, no, enough is enough. Because, it's not like we are saying it's there. History has it, and documentation is available that the UN agencies that have been in the DRC for quite a long time have actually plundered that nation. And I think, and you clearly put it, the UPDF, joining hands with FARDC, they have done a very, very commendable job within a very short time. And I think that is what all African countries should actually be focusing on, saying if this has to happen, if we have to solve a crisis here, then we should come together. We should put our egos aside, by the way, because that is one thing that has actually affected, collaboration in this region, East African Community region. So I think our egos should be put aside right now, because you can even see the people there, the flag. We expect him to be, the plane has just touched down at Entebbe International Airport. He's one of the first, presidents to arrive here for this summit. And we should also let you know, by the way, our viewer, that in as much as we expect more than 30 heads of state, some of them may be in attendance, and they will be in attendance for sure. But we might not be able to give you coverage of their arrival because of security concerns and the protocol. So those that we give to you, definitely those ones we are able to freely tell you that President so-and-so has arrived, Vice President so-and-so has arrived for this summit, although some we may not be able to tell you. But we do expect more than 30 heads of state to be coming to come and participate in this summit. Of course, Ugandans very good at hospitality, and there they're dancing. Guys are dancing, getting ready to welcome the president of South Sudan, because we're saying South Sudan because he is the one we expect at this hour to be landing at the airport. He's here and his delegation to be part of the Non-Aligned Movement Summit 2024, which is proudly being hosted by Kampala. And of course, most of these presidents were at the invitation of President Yoweri Museveni to come and be part of this very, very key and important conference or summit here in Uganda. That's the Non-Aligned Movement Summit 2024. Yes, that's the Minister of State for Defense. Both should be the one receiving President Salva Kiir, and those are our Ugandan dancers who are very smart and they are ready to welcome the president. And this is a plus, as I said. This is a plus for Uganda as a nation to host such a big event. Not only that one, but also shortly after this, we shall, when this one concludes on Friday or thereabouts, then we shall be having the G77 plus China summit that will also be taking place here in Kampala. Same venue, that is Munyonyo. And that is the plane on your screen. That is taxiing the president. We should be able to get everything, to see the president get off the plane shortly, the moment it comes to a complete halt. And then we shall be giving you everything as it unfolds at the airport there. And of course, probably the professor here can also chip in. When you look at the airport today, more than 100 planes. The other day we were told by the head of security and aviation at Entebbe International Airport that we can handle more than that. Probably this is something that we should be happy about also, because formerly it was a small airport.
Oh yes, recently I was in Zambia and also in Gaborone in Botswana. They have improved their airports, but you see the traffic, even the population around the airports is very low.
Oh yes.
So I have been to Entebbe even before this summit. I think we are receiving more people through Entebbe International Airport. So with this upper grade, it gives even confidence to visitors elsewhere that, look, now every good thing comes with, you upgrade Entebbe, now it demands for other airports within the country.
Yes.
Because now it has a multiplier effect. We should be looking at now Guru yes, Hoima is about to, the Kabare International Airport is about to, Kabare, whatever they call it, is about to be completed. But we should be looking at Guru, should be upgrading Kasese, should be upgrading Kisoro. Because now, if the tourists now are in Entebbe, the next is to. I'm told now, the private entrepreneurs, they charge $400 from Entebbe to Kisoro and back. More expensive than going to Dubai.
And that is one of the things that has actually been affecting, tourism in the country.
So really, I applaud the government for having upgraded Entebbe International Airport. It's very exciting. It's very smart, very neat. You can see even our dancers. But we need to move now a step further.
Yes, exactly. Because actually, as we also await the embarkment of President Salva Kiir from that Ethiopian Airlines plane to be greeted by the Minister of State for Defense, both to welcome him. We also would like to tell you that we expect other heads of state and a delegation to be jetting into the country later today and throughout the whole night and even early morning Thursday, because as you are aware, this summit officially opens tomorrow. We expect President Yoweri Museveni to be the chief guest, and also we shall be expecting him to be given the instruments of power as he'll be taking over as chair of NAM from Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan has been Azerbaijan has been the chairperson, and now we expect President Yoweri Museveni to be taking over and Uganda being the chair. And of course, the conclusion of all this will be at Munyonyo, that is Rwenzori Convention Center, and as we have already done since day one, we've been giving you, as UBC, everything that has been unfolding, because we are the official broadcaster of NAM Summit 2024 happening here in Uganda, and we are proud of everything that has been happening, and we're proud of everything that, as UBC, what we have done for you. And of course, that angle is a little bit far. You cannot see exactly who is coming down right now, but we expect to get a close angle of that shot, and we'll see the person who has just gotten off the plane. But as we said, we expect him to be the South Sudanese President Salva Kiir, who has come to be to join his fellow heads of state in this very, very important and key summit, that is the Non-Aligned Movement Summit 2024, being held here in Uganda, the Pearl of Africa. And yes, as we said, we've also got our colleague Timothy Nyangweso at the convention center itself in Munyonyo, and later on we'll be going back to him. We'll be going to him to get an update of what has actually taken place, what is going on, and what we expect to have on day 4 of this summit. Also, before this, we were at Serena, where there is an East African Community Business and Investment Forum that's taken place. And of course, as you've also heard from my studio guest, Professor Shemeza Elijah Dixon, telling us more about what Ugandans should expect, what Ugandans can actually benefit from this summit. And one of the key things he brought out was tourism, and also a few moments ago he talked about how we can actually improve further on the tourism sector, and that is by upgrading the regional airports. He talked about Kisoro, talked about Kasese, there is also Gulu, and this is very true, because when you look at our neighbors in Kenya, They have got these domestic flights that take people. You don't have to, to pay afresh for a service or for a service provider to take you from Jomo Kenyatta International Airport or wherever to your destination. And as far as tourism is concerned, they just go from the airport directly to their tourist destination. And that is what Uganda should also be looking at implementing. And it is possible because with the expansion of Entebbe International Airport and the traffic that's coming through that airport, it is increasing every other time. Now the president, on your screen there, you can see that the president is being received, and we are getting that is those are live scenes. That's a live footage from Entebbe International Airport, and he's going to inspect a guard of honor, of course, mounted by the UPDF and Uganda Police Force. In his respect, he's still greeting the dignitaries that are at the airport to receive him. And yes, he's a friend of the nation. He's been here several times, but now he's here for this very, very important summit. That is the Non-Aligned Movement Summit 2024. And yes, we'll be talking later on with the professor about blocks, their importance and development of their respective countries, but also are they relevant? Of what relevance are they today, in as far as NAM is concerned? But yes, South Sudan is is a member state of the East African Community, and we are very, very proud of President Salva Kiir to be here today in Uganda to attend this very important summit, the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit. And yes, those of you just joining us, this is UBC TV, the official broadcaster of the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit. We are coming to you live on air and online from Broadcast House here on Nile Avenue, and right now we are live at Entebbe International Airport, where we've just received President Salva Kiir of South Sudan. He's there waving to the dancers, and yes, that is the plane that just brought him. Yes, as I said, he's here to attend this very, very important 19th NAM Summit 2024. We expect the president from Entebbe International Airport. He will be given an escort. He'll be given an escort to his hotel, and then we expect him to be at Munyonyo tomorrow, where he will join other heads of state and delegations to be part of the official opening of the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Summit 2024. And we expect President Yoweri Museveni to be the chief guest there, and he's the one who will officially open that summit. And we also expect, because Uganda is the host, so we expect the country to take over as the chair, and President Yoweri Museveni will be taking over as the chairman and taking over from Azerbaijan. And Azerbaijan, we would like to take this opportunity to thank them for the great work that they have done in the last 3 years, and the rules of the non-aligned movement that the chairmanship is on for 3 years, and then it's handed over to the next person. That is what is happening at Entebbe International Airport. We have just received President Salva Kiir of South Sudan. He'll be here. He will be here to attend this summit. But let's also, we shall be going back to Serena later on, or in a short while. Yeah, but I understand what coming in is that they may have already concluded the business forum. But for us, we still have a lot. We still have a lot that we can give unto you, and we are going to give to you in as far as this NAM Summit is concerned. And in the auditorium, I am with none other than Professor Mushemeza Elijah Dickens, who is a professor of political science and also a member of parliament for Shema South constituency. And let's get back here, because we still have some things to discuss with the professor as you continue to watch what is happening at Entebbe International Airport, although we've already received the President Salva Kiir of South Sudan. Now, Professor, let me come back to you. And of course, you touched a little bit on what I was actually going to ask you. We've got all these, blocks. We've got the African Union, we've got the European Union, we've got NATO, among other blocks. Now, of course, these have financial, quorum, I would say. They have got financial muscle, and but now seems to lack a commercial, a commercial arm that can actually support all the things that they would need to do. And of course, do you think, in your view, their resolutions be implemented without financial support?
It is possible to
his hotel as he awaits the official opening of NAM, of the 19th NAM Summit 2024 tomorrow at the Rwenzori Convention Center in Munyonyo. Those of you just joining us, that is Entebbe International Airport, and we are live there. That's a live feed from the airport, and President Salva Kiir of South Sudan just jetted into the country a few moments ago, and that is the motorcade that will be leading him, that will be taking him to his hotel, we also expect him to be joining other heads of state and government delegations tomorrow at the convention center, at Rwenzori Convention Center, Munyonyo, to attend the 19th NAM Summit 2024. We expect other presidents, of course, to be in attendance tomorrow, and we'll give you tomorrow's program later on in the day, but we do expect a lot to be taking place tomorrow. We could even call it the D-Day, because that is when this 19th NAM Summit 2024 officially opens here in Uganda. We expect more delegations to be coming into the country today. It is still a little bit early. It is just 3:30, I would say, 3:33 p.m. Here in our studios, but we expect more people to be coming, to be jetting into the country later on in the afternoon, in the evening, and throughout the night, and then also probably early morning before the summit officially opens. So we expect more than 5,000 delegates to be attending this conference, and that this summit rather, and that is the car that's taking President Salva Kiir. Is in there. You've just had a sneak peek of him, and yes, that is security. His security detail that is to escort him all the way from Entebbe to Kampala, or wherever he'll be going to spend the night. And yes, those are our able-bodied members of security and other members of his delegation who are also in those other vehicles. So President Salva Kiir of South Sudan is the latest that has arrived in the country to be part of this summit. And we thank you, of course, you, the viewer, who has been with us ever since we started this conference, the live updates and everything that we have been giving you. And of course, we have about 103 delegates who arrived today from 35 countries. Now this